What's up, guys? So today the video is going to be more on the spooky side, the paranormal side. I'm going to be talking about the entity or energy that's been following me around. Feel free to believe me or not. Everyone just make your own judgments. I'm just putting my video out there, and if you think it's cool or you can relate to it, let me know down below. I hate long intros as much as the next guy, so we're just going to get into the video. So the majority of my experiences with this have been via my dreams. It all started when I was still living with my mom a few years ago. I remember just starting to feel kind of uneasy in my room. Like nothing big, because we've been living there for a long time, since I was in like 3rd grade. I kind of just felt like in my room there was someone with me all the time, or someone behind me. So a few months later I started a relationship with this boy who ended up living with us. And he is not into spirituality or the paranormal. He doesn't really care about it or believe in it. Then there was one night that he went to his friend's house to spend the night. I'm sure you can guess what happened. I had the first of about 5 dreams that I would have. So like all the dreams, dream didn't start out spooky. Nothing in this dream, or really in any of these dreams, is scary. It really is just the feeling it gave me, because I've never experienced anything like it. In said dream, I was looking down the hallway. I just get this really dreadful feeling coming from my room. 2 little girls come by, and as they're walking by my bedroom's door, the door slams shut. And they think it's like a joke, like something's playing with them. So they knock on my door and it knocks back. And I was like, holy fuck, because I'm watching this. So I go outside to my mom and I'm like, Mom, there's something in my room, and those little kids are fucking with it, like we need to do something. And she's like, nah, stop, there's nothing, it's fine. And I'm like, no Mom, seriously, like there's something in my room, we gotta take some action here. And she wouldn't listen to me, of course, just like all scary movies where the parents don't listen. Then my dad comes in from the garage and they're telling him what happened. And so he's like, oh, what the fuck? He opens the door and he like peeks in and nothing's there. I remember seeing him like fall flat on his face and then be dragged into the room. His nails were like digging into the floor, trying not to be dragged away. And I remember in the dream I could hear his nails scratching, and it was just like nails on a chalkboard. It was just fucking horrible. And you know, in scary movies they put a lot of background noise to make shit scarier. It was like that, like everything was shaking and everything was just so loud. So I tell my mom about it, I tell my boyfriend about it, and no one really gives a fuck, and they're all just like, oh yeah, sounds scary, and no one is like listening to me or trying to understand the feeling that this fucking dream gave me. And I can't convey it to this day. The dream is a little spookier. So I was in some random room and I was with other people. This one, it's hard for me to remember this one. I was sitting down and I started to feel uneasy, like I do in real life. Like something was in the room with us. And I was looking around, watching everything in the room move. And then I get to this spot where there's a mirror on my wall. I just got literal goosebumps talking about it. That's how fucking scary it is to me. So I turn and there's a mirror. And then I realize everything that's happening in the room, again, is coming from me. All the noise is because I'm screaming, like letting out all this horrible energy. So when I'm looking in the mirror, then I'm frozen, staring at myself, locked eyes with myself, and my mouth is open because I'm screaming, and my jaw starts dropping like a fucking snake. My jaw was unhinging, and the more I opened, the louder it got, and everything was shaking, and the mirror was shaking, but my eyes were just locked with myself. Then we fast forward a little bit. We have another friend living with us who is incredibly enlightened. He had a huge part in my enlightenment and my awakening. So we're hanging out, it's really late at night, my boyfriend is asleep in the room. It's me, my friend that lives with me, and our other friend from Reno, who's also a really smart guy, all sitting in the living room talking about nothing, like just watching a movie or just some normal shit, not talking about anything scary. We're not scared, we're literally just chilling. So we're on the couch, right? And then behind us is a dining room. And then all of a sudden, one of my dogs barks, like really aggressively, starts growling and barking, and all 3 of us shot up. We stand up and we look over there, and all of us at the same time, I swear to God, all of us at the same time stood up and we're like, nope, and we fucking booked it outside because we had all felt the same energy, this same horrible, evil, negative energy in my dining room. So we're outside and we're just like, what the fuck was that? Like, you felt that too, right? We all felt that at the same time. We all fucking booked it at the same time. And then I'm like, oh shit, my boyfriend. Run inside past the dining room, down the hallway, and into my room, and I touch his leg, and it's like all the fear that I had before I entered the room disappeared. It's like I touched him and all the darkness went away. Now, I'm not saying this stuff because I really like this guy. He's my ex-boyfriend and we don't really talk anymore. I don't think he's that cool or great of a person, but just his energy and his soul has such a lightness to it. It expels darkness, and I miss that shit. I miss being around that and having that kind of protection. Next thing that happens. So my Nana is a very rich individual, and she has kind of her own spiritual counselor. And my mom works for my Nana. So my mom went to work one day. The medium stops my mom and was like, whoa, 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 you have a daughter, right? And my mom's like, yeah, what of it? And the medium's like, there's something in your daughter's room, I saw it. And my mom's like, what are you talking about? Then the medium goes on to say, no, I'm serious, something came in through your daughter's mirror. Your daughter has a pink mirror at the foot of her bed, and I can see through the mirror, and I'm looking at her feet, and that's exactly what the entity saw when it entered through the mirror. And my mom lost her shit, because at the time, I had a pink mirror at the foot of my bed, and there's absolutely no way that this medium could have known that. Not even my Nana knows that. My Nana's never even been to our house. So my mom calls me and is like, oh, well, there's something in your room, and I'm like, yeah, I know, I've been trying to tell y'all. Anyways, after that, and knowing it came in through the mirror, got rid of all the fucking mirrors. For at least a month to 2 months, all of the mirrors in my room were covered, turned around, or removed from the room. We got all the sage, we got crystals, and it actually worked for a little bit. For a few months, in fact, I didn't feel anything. Fast forward even more to less than a year ago, I have a new boyfriend, Johnny, who is living with me back at my mom's house. We're sleeping one night, and I wake up to someone tapping my leg, like, and I remember waking up to it because I could feel like their nails, like not like digging into me or hurting me, it was just like trying to wake me up. And I look over and Johnny's hands are nowhere near me. And then I freak the fuck out because I've never been touched by anything in my life. I used to see ghosts when I was little, but I've never in my life been touched by anything. And oh boy, did it spook me. Next, we jumped to a point in my life that I had met a soul who I was very, very connected with, but who I had a lot of problems with. A lot of drama and heartbreak and craziness over this person. The next and biggest dream that I had was with me, Johnny, the boy who at that point in my life had meant a lot to me. I will call him Z. And our other friend, who I will call J. The reason I'm giving them letters is because I don't know if they want their names on the internet. So me, Johnny, Z, J, is sitting on my bed and I'm leaning up against the wall right in front of him. And it was very vivid because I could see my legs like spread out because I was just like sitting on the ground. So I could see my legs. Johnny, who was on the bed, gets up and he's like, I have to pee. So he goes into the bathroom and is gone. He's no longer in their room. Me and Jay are talking about Z and what I should do about it and how I should feel about it. I'm kind of just telling him my thoughts and he's telling me his thoughts on it, just having a regular conversation. And then Jay says something. He says this one sentence that I cannot repeat. On his own, isn't scary, doesn't mean much. So I'm sitting there and he said the sentence that cannot be said. Feel something start to grow behind me, like an energy, maybe like a cloud, not really a lifelike person-shaped entity, just like a cloud of energy, but it had a presence, like a person does, but more than that, like a million people, like a crowd of people. That's the presence that this cloud had. And it started growing behind me. And I remember looking at and feeling something coming on. As it's growing, I have this vague sense that I've felt it before. I felt whatever that presence is before. I've been around it before, and I've forgotten until that moment. And in that moment, I remembered how horrible it is. But at that point, I couldn't do anything. It was already coming. But this thing, whatever it is, as it was growing, it took over my body. Like I was possessed by the fucking devil or an alien or God or the universe. Something immensely bigger than I am or anything I know. Just out of this world, out of this dimension type energy. And my body freaked the fuck out. So I remember being in my head and feeling this just horrible death, hell demon feeling in me. I could see my legs in front of me just like slamming up and down, and my arms slamming on the ground, and I was screaming because my body was trying to expel whatever was in my body. It like had to get out because my little human body and my little human brain couldn't handle it. It was literally going to explode, and my vision was all cloudy around the edges, and I could see Jay being like, Bree, what the fuck, like stop. I also remember at some point when I was stuck in my head watching and my body freak out, that it kind of felt like I was on LSD. Like I didn't really have control over what was going on. I also had the feeling that whatever this presence was, this huge presence that was in me, wasn't trying to hurt me or scare me. It had no intention of scaring me. It was almost like it was showing me something. I'm really into, borderline obsessed with being enlightened and being spiritual, and it was like it was showing me what I had been working for, and it was trying to tell me that all that energy and knowledge I can't handle, and I shouldn't be striving for that. I should be striving to be enlightened, but I shouldn't be striving to be that, because human level, it's so out of our range of knowledge and depth. It's just terrifying. It feels like death. I really feel like that's what death feels like. Like the entire universe is pouring into your brain. So as I'm doing that, Jay gets on the phone and starts calling Z because he somehow knows that I need to hear Z's voice in order to calm down. So he calls Z, and whatever's in me just stops. Like it had never fucking happened. I'm just like, oh hey, what up? I wake up from this dream finally, and Johnny's beside me, and when I wake up, I had forgotten everything. I swear to God, for a full 20 seconds, I had forgotten that I had this fucking dream. The most important thing, the most spiritual and terrifying thing that's ever happened to me, I forgot about instantly. The only thing that triggered my memory of it, so I was looking straight ahead at the ceiling, and Johnny's arm moved, and it looks like someone's walking by my bed, so it scares me a little bit, and then all the memories of what just happened in the dream came flooding back because I got another little jolt of fear. Once I remember, I'm instantly in tears, and I'm just like, Johnny, 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 and I'm just breathing so hard, and he's like, what's wrong, and I can't fucking speak, and I'm just crying, and I like sit up, and I'm hyperventilating. I was probably having a panic attack, to be honest, and whatever was in my dream was there in the room with us, and usually the corner of the room that I felt it from, it wasn't there. It was right next to me. Oh my God, I was so scared, and poor Johnny didn't even know what was going on, and it was almost like it was mad that I had remembered. Like, how many dreams do you think I've had of that? How many dreams do you think other people have had like that, and you wake up and you just forget about it? These traumatizing dreams, and then the memory just slips away like nothing, like it was nothing. Even talking about it now because I'm home alone, it is pretty spooky. I'm gonna be pretty spooked once I finish this video. I had to be brave. I had to tell my story because I honestly don't know what's going on. I mean, I have a few pretty solid theories, but you can never be sure with these kind of things, you know? On the other hand, what's also interesting is I did talk to another medium about this, and she told me that it might be the universe trying to teach me and enlighten me, and the reason it scares the fuck out of me is because I don't know what it is, and maybe I'm not ready for it. I'd rather it be that, because then at least it's not evil and bad and scary. I'm currently seeking out a spiritual counselor to just kind of guide me through my enlightenment, help me with this, but also guide me in other areas of my life. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas on what's going on or what causes or how to fix this, definitely comment below, and I'll keep you guys updated if anything new happens. I'm sure it will, because it's been happening for years. Alright, I gotta go watch some cartoons or something, so I'm not scared over this. Definitely keep an eye out for our next video. Comment, subscribe, follow me on social media, and stay woke. Bye bye. Why are you scratching this stuff, ruining my video? Tell him why. Tell him why. Explain yourself. Remember your close up.